keep people safe. Let's take a look.
Hey everyone, this is Chief Meteorologist Justin Kiefer from News 13. The entire, I don't know if I could do this, the entire news operation right now is in our newsroom. And we're all in here. And right now we're all safe. We've lost power, we've lost our generator, and the wind continues to make unbelievable noise on top of this building. But right now we're all safe. We'll try to continue to update you as much as we can. Some cell service is lost, but we have some cell service on different carriers, and this is what we're doing. What would you like for me to pass on here?
You know, the main thing, of course, Justin, is that we're all safe.
Yeah.
We're all fine. How long we got for this eye wall to come over?
Okay.
You know, to tell people that love us and are concerned about us that we're okay once the storm passes. How much time?
Based on the last radar picture I saw, the eye was crossing the coastline to the south end of Tyndall Air Force Base. And so Panama City was in the left side of it, the left eye wall. And so as the storm moves northward at 15 miles an hour, it won't get up into the interior sections of the Panhandle for about 2 hours. At that point, I think that the weather will finally settle down a bit here at Panama City. But for the next half hour or so, we're talking about near a hurricane or above force. The storm had winds measured by Hurricane Center at 150. And pressure was down lower than Hurricane Andrew. So it came in as strong as a hurricane that's really ever hit Florida. Keep that in mind, and the strongest ever to hit the Florida Panhandle. But again, the entire news operation, everybody who unless they're safe somewhere else, in South Walton or up in the Emergency Operations Center, everybody is in the newsroom of News 13 right now. And we're doing okay. We're doing okay. And I just want to let you know that, and we appreciate it.
Tom, can you come talk to us for a minute on Facebook here?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, as Justin just said, this is an unprecedented event for all of us. I know all of you who are managing to see this, how many ever of you are able to handle this right now. This is something none of us have ever experienced before. We just want to make sure everybody stays exactly where they are right now. Do not go outside. Don't go outside at all. Wait until this thing is fully passed. Wait until everything calms down. Our emergency crews will get out there and do as much as they can, as soon as it's safe to put them out there. I'm hoping that everybody heeded the evacuation orders that were in the low-lying areas. We know, though, that there are a lot of you who did not. We hope you're all safe. As soon as you can get to an opportunity to where you can, I don't know, fly a flag outside of your door. A lot of you won't have power, you won't have electricity, phone service is down. It's going to be difficult. But once things get safe, go outside, try and flag down someone in your neighborhood, passing emergency vehicles, anything you can, to let them know that you're there, you're safe, and you need help. If you're watching this and you do not, you're trying to get a hold of a loved one and you can't reach them, get a hold of authorities and let them know you want a welfare check on whoever your loved one is, give them the address, phone number, any information you can have. The important thing right now is staying out of the way. I can tell you right now from listening to what's going on over our roof right now, there is a heck of a lot of debris blowing out there. Please stay indoors. You could very easily get hit by a piece of this debris and it could take your life. It's not a laughing matter. This is not a thrill seeker adventure. This is not something you're going to run out and go, hey, watch this. This is not something you want to mess with, folks. This is a deadly storm. Please stay inside until the danger has passed. We're hoping, we thought, actually we would have thought by now that things would have calmed down and the eye passed over, but that has not been the case.
Well, we're just in this western edge.
Watch that.
Listen.
The boat was shaking around.
The Weather Channel's reporting.
EOC is down.
The Weather Channel's reporting that this came in as 155 miles per hour, and then we have 155, and then we currently have gust up to 185.
Certainly feels like it, doesn't it?
And from what I can tell, from what we're seeing here, that's got to be verifiable.
Every bit of that.
155 is what the Weather Channel was saying this came in at, so that's about as close as you can get to a Category 5 without calling it a Category 5.
This is playing out like everybody's been talking about for the last few days. Planning for this to come in is strong. It's even stronger than anticipated. We're living it right now.
I got 70 something.
Get close to it. As Tom Lewis said, the danger is still there right now, and after it passes, the danger is still going to be there as far as getting there.
All right. Well, I'm going to be the mom. I'm going to ask people to pray for us. I pray for everybody in Bay County and who's going through this. I'm scared. we're safe, but I'm scared. And a lot of folks are texting, so we're okay, but the prayers are needed.
We have a good, solid evacuation plan in place. We have a strong building right next to us. If we have to leave this building, we'll go into that building.
Yeah, we're all together in the newsroom right now. We're just keeping
we
watch on everything.
We have a good plan in place, and we're waiting on this to pass. Justin, Ross, how long's it got before it passes?
5 minutes would be good.
Yeah, 5 minutes. I gotta say that there were 30 minutes to an hour
30
of
minutes.
this weather right now over downtown Panama City.
Yeah, we were right on the northern eye wall, and we had the unfortunate ability that we went right through the western eye wall as well. So we never got out of the eye wall. We didn't hit the northern eye wall, then the center of the storm. We basically were on that pivot point of the northern eye wall to the western eye wall, and we're going to be in that until the southern eye wall goes by, which potentially with the movement of that storm was 15 miles per hour. The width of that eye wall was 15 miles wide. So if you add another 15 miles on each side of that eye wall, which was about the distance of the eye walls, we're talking about an hour or an hour and a half, maybe even 3 hours. And the last notification I got from the National Hurricane Center was that the extreme wind warning had been extended another hour. So for us, that's substantial.
What about flooding? What about flooding? We're so close to the bay.
I don't know if the storm surge.
I need to call the First Baptist too, if somebody has a cell phone that works, because mine's not
I
working.
do.
Keep going.
Come over here.
The storm surge. I don't. This is above where that water was going to be.
23 feet.
23 feet where we stand. We'd have to see 26 foot of storm surge. It really didn't. I'm not saying it's not going to push close enough into parts of Panama City that never saw water before. But right now, I think that at this point, where we are, I think we're above the water.
Yeah, and we had a fairly strong north and east wind to start this, so that would have been pushing against the water coming in. Places down around Port St. Joe, back toward Mexico Beach, they're likely having that south wind continue to push water inland, so the storm surge isn't done there. And we were showing those wave height maps that during the center of the storm on the east side there were wave heights up to 33 feet. So we could be talking about wave heights going into Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe, probably 25 foot waves moving into Mexico Beach.
On top of the storm surge.
On top of the storm surge.
Like you were saying, Ross, Panama City did not get a break from the storm. We're taking the worst side, this back side, right, the northwest side of this, with no benefit of a
break.
No break.
Not a glancing blow. It's just we're in the grinding part of the western eye wall and remaining there, unfortunately, for it's been an hour now, and I think there's going to be another hour where it's going to be. It will start to wane just a bit, but it's going to take at least an hour for it finally to go. Okay, things aren't breaking loose. Whatever is broken off at 100 whatever plus miles an hour. The winds we'll have later won't be as strong, so things that are weakened might come off. But it's going to take at least an hour.
Will it stop and then start again, like by surprise?
No.
Not for us.
We didn't get into the center.
No, the only place that's going to happen is Eastern Bay County, like Allenton. It's going to be bad. It's going to stop because the eye is going to go right over Allenton, and then it's going to pick up on the south side. But that center is also going to go up kind of over northern Gulf County. I don't know if it'll go over Weehawken, but it may wind up going over Bluntstown. It'll start filling in just a bit, but they'll get into a lull. So there's going to be a period for some, but it's in Eastern Bay County, northwestern Gulf County, southwestern Calhoun County, where they'll have that eye break. Everywhere else, there's no break.
Here's the fear, the catastrophic damage with this storm. Winds at 155, 155 miles per hour. It's absolutely unbelievable. It could have been horrible, but it's less than that. The velocity, the winds, the damaging, destructive winds like that. We only saw just a little bit of the damage out there before we had to leave the studio and come off. We don't know what lies.
100-mile snapshot. I mean, 100-yard. 100-yard snapshot. And there's roofs off and awnings off and stuff flying everywhere. Now multiply that by 4 counties. Okay. So, from Franklin County all the way to South Walton's, probably seeing stuff flying around. Maybe not as bad as it is in Bay County because that's where the strongest winds are. But it's the magnitude of the destruction. Will alter the shape, alter the picture of this coastline.
It's absolutely amazing to think about. And the danger is still there. These heavy winds, things blowing around, things you can't see. If you think you can get out to go somewhere, don't. because it could cost your life. You have to be where you are secure and hope and pray that this thing gets on out of
Yeah,
here
and
quickly.
Unfortunately, we're no longer on air and able to track this moving inland. But we just got the eye wall here, but it's going to continue to move basically up the direction of 23 back toward Bluntstown, Mariana. You're still in the way of this eye wall, eventually making its way up there, and that's coming. It's moving up. We were
going
talking
right up
about the track.
231. That western eye wall is paralleling 231. So this is being repeated for Bayou George.
And as it moves northward, Justin, the wind velocity is going to have to be affected
Can we-
to a degree. Still strong.
What's it saying
What
now?
is it?
Got that.
What is it? What's going on?
Go ahead.
Let me jump in here real quick. We, the EOC, our Bay County Emergency Operations Center, is kind of dead in the water right now.
Yeah, at this point,
So
it
they
probably
are
is.
trying to arrange for the local media outlets to go on the WKGC studios, which is one of the lines is located up there at the EOC. And that, as soon as we can get somebody safely up there, we'll continue along that route. We do have somebody at the EOC right now. We're going to try and get them on and take care of that. I got a call from, well, I'll tell you who it was. It was CFO Jimmy Petronas about an hour ago, and said that in Gulf County, their EOC was losing the roof. Several other of their buildings were losing the roof, and I think they were headed to the sheriff's office or the jail. They're relocating everything there. So Gulf County is taking a serious pounding. There's a lot of people out there that are depending on these emergency operations officials, and they're in the same shape we are, folks. They're having the same kind of trouble we are, and they are working their best to try to do a workaround so they can get information out either directly to people or through us to people. That's why we're doing this right now. We could easily be over in a corner cowering, quite frankly, because
Be easy to do.
I will tell you, I've lived through, guys and ladies, I've lived through, I don't know, dozens of these. I grew up here when I was 3 years old. I remember going through Eloise in high school. I remember Opal watching this roof right back here peel off while we were live on the air, Amy.
Yep.
I remember Ivan. I remember Dennis. I mean, on and on and on and on. I made the comment 2 days ago, this one scares me.
Well, the
And apparently it was justified.
Do you think we're going to look back at this like it was Katrina? Similar?
This is going to, well,
devastation?
the difference is the flooding that happened in New Orleans we won't have that devastation, but I think we can pretty much rank this storm against any of the big ones that have hit in this area in the last 25, 30 years. Yeah.
EOC is down. Kristen just texted.
we
me.
got-
Always,
we got-
EOC is down, we know, yeah.
Completely, yeah.
But
They're
I
asking
mean,
if we can do anything. We can't.
we're doing what we can right now,
Okay,
folks.
good.
We're doing all we can, but the big one that everybody remembers, Camille. I remember that as a child. We got
Right.
bands of that over here in Panama City.
August 69.
You know, everybody, the measuring stick used to be Camille. Then it became Andrew. Now it's Katrina. Who knows? This one may be the next measuring stick.
Somebody just asked how Lynn Haven is. Can you explain that? We don't know how Lynn Haven is.
We don't know how anything is at the
If
moment.
you're out of town and you're asking for back in town, Lynn Haven's going through the same thing we are.
Verizon's
It's the
down.
same thing.
Probably worse. They're
Verizon's
lower.
down, by the way. They want everybody to know
I
Verizon's down.
have another
Towers are down.
request. You know, we have those of us that are here and safe. We have some savvy relatives probably, and then we have some relatives that aren't Facebook savvy. So those of you who know us and love us and are seeing this on Facebook,
guys
and you
widen
know
out.
another family member that doesn't know how we are, maybe you can tell them that.
Yeah.
Tell them we're okay. We're
That's a
okay.
good point. We are okay. We're just a little shaken up, that's all.
David, the network you're on is T-Mobile,
Yeah,
and is this going live or are you recording?
this is live.
Unbelievable. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
people are asking questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, T-Mobile, we're coming for you.
Oh
And
my
we have
goodness.
response, so people are watching and listening
Right,
to us.
correct. So if you can get the word out that you're hearing and seeing and watching, in spite of my tears, I apologize. That's the mom in me, and I'm glad my kids left town. And you know what? I bet you're thinking the same thing. I wish we had evacuated. Not us, because this is what we do, but I wish more people had evacuated, or feeling that they wish they had evacuated. So after this, let this be the memory to listen to the officials for the next go around.
say get out,
Gotta go.
In the past, storms had happened, but nothing to this magnitude.
No,
Even though plenty
we
of
never
information
dreamed.
was given prior to this from everybody here, on media, on the authorities and everything.
We never
Make your
dreamed.
plan, get out of town if you got to, go to a shelter. Now we're living it. So from here on out, everybody will definitely remember Michael and what's going on.
Our news director Tom Lewis brought up Camille. Camille had some winds that went over 200 miles per hour. So it may not reach that level. It pushed a big freighter ship up the Mississippi River. These things happened with Camille that never have happened and probably will never again. 26-foot storm surge, past Christian, Mississippi wiped off, that kind of stuff. But this is our Camille. This is our Andrew.
And we don't know what's going on now, what's happened,
Yeah, we can
what's
just
happening
hear.
now, or what will happen before the storm's out.
That's right.
We won't be able to know until it's over, so it'll be a good, what, before we can step outside and look, 6 hours?
Hopefully before the sun goes down, we might be able to step outside.
Take a peek.
Because right now the time is, what, 1:30? 1 o'clock. So 5 hours, I think by 6 o'clock we might be able to step outside to where we can go, okay, wow.
You got something?
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey. So I'm actually a Floridian, but I'll tell you what, I have never been through a storm like this. My family and my parents, they actually went through Irma, and I remember them texting me from the closet saying that they heard all the commotion going on, so kind of.
Now you know what they
But
felt.
they got through it, and we'll get through it. And we're here, and we're all together, and that's what's giving me relief is that we're all here together. And anytime I get anxiety, I look around and I look at my coworkers, and I think, at least we're all here together.
And Siri's joining in.
Yeah.
Siri works. Siri
When
always
you
works.
least expect it, they're serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, it's good that Megan stepped up because we have a lot of young reporters who are new to this, and they've done such a phenomenal job out in the field.
Right.
A lot of them are from
Speaking of
northern
young
states.
reporter, we're going to move over a little bit.
Carly does great.
Carly did great out in the field last night, but I bet you didn't think it was going to get this bad.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I mean, we talked about it so much, so we knew it was going to get. I mean, we warned people
Right.
for a reason, and one of the biggest things I heard when I was out in the field yesterday, and I was right in Mexico Beach and all through, to San Andrews Marina, was, people are like, well, we're used to hurricanes. We live in Florida, but I mean, this is way bigger than I think anything that we've seen. It's bigger than anything I've seen. I mean, I know I'm not from here, but
It's hard to imagine until it actually happens.
yeah, and that's what we've been saying too. Though is like, it seems fine now. It seems like a normal storm. But once it's here, it's here. And there's
Yeah, and there's no
We're just
turning
gonna
back.
go till the charge runs out.
It's different.
Hey,
We're here together. We have no power. We have a great team, and I'm happy to work with you guys. I'm proud to work with a team like this.
Come this way, let's show our other reporting
Got some other folks around
stuff
here
over
too.
here.
It's all Megan.
Our #1 reporter.
And you can